Morning. I am higher vibrations, and so are you. You may not have heard that first part, and that's all right. There's a lot going on energetically right now, guys. We're having so much coming in, and it's just beautiful, though it may not feel that way to some people. It really is an amazing frequency. And as we get this, I mean, right now, I'm like literally just, whoa, this is amazing. Um, as we're getting all this heightened energy coming in, there's a higher uptick in ascension symptoms and different types of experiences regarding ascension. And as we go through some of these things, often we first react in a place of fear or panic, concern for our health. And if you really do feel the need to go and see your medical professional, please, by all means, do so. A lot of people have been finding assistance through use of medical means. I just feel into it, use your own discernment. However, this is a report of all of these things that are happening in our bodies, and all of us are going through some weird stuff. And some of us are realizing, looking back, that some of our physical uh, maladies or experiences were probably something deeper, and so here we are grouping together in the numbers that we are and having these conversations. So I wanted to say thank you for all of the new subscribers and welcome to everybody who's joining today. If you have any questions, please type them into the comment section here, the live chat part, and I'll go through and I'll respond to what's being typed in here. I want to point out hello, good morning, Carmen. Carmen's first. It's good to see you first again, brother. That's awesome. Welcome. Miss T's Miss T's time says, woohoo, I'm second. And Bai says hello. Also, Joyce is here. Hello from Ireland. Hello, Joyce. We have Genevieve. Bonjour. Bonjour, Genevieve. Um, Deb is here. Hello, Deb. I am so fatigued, eyes tired, or no ambition or creativity, like it dark and quiet. Anyone else liking it? Yes. So this is the hibernation that a lot of people are talking about. Many people have been doing hibernation for this. What you're talking about, a lot of us are calling hibernation. A lot of people have been doing it for a few months. I remember in the beginning noticing this hibernation occurring at the very beginning of summer. There was a group of people that pulled back and then just kind of uh, almost stayed pulled back, and maybe just kind of came in a little bit here and there. Though we really noticed this occurring in a very like in mass around the solstice, the winter solstice, December 20th. Well, November as well. Like people were pulling back, And so this hibernation phase is just what it sounds like, going into self reflection, finding that there's little to no appetite. A lot of these types of things often trigger alarms in us, because of course we wanted to ensure our own longevity and health, and so feel into it. Are we responding to programming that I need to go get on some other kinds of medications, or is there something else going on? And so I just find it very reassuring to learn how many individuals have been doing this hibernation thing. I've also been doing it in different ways. I've kind of stayed on the airwaves, unlike a lot of the other uh, YouTube content producers like myself. Many people have like disappeared for lengths of time, resurfacing and then disappearing again. And I expect this will continue to occur. Um, we're in a very phenomenal window of time right now, guys. This portal, it was Elsa Dillon who had mentioned that we were in this corridor. She had told me in a conversation. Uh, and I just wanted to give credit where credit's due there, because that was, I never heard that before, but I knew that was true. I was thinking, is it the February 2nd to February 22nd? There's a lot of stuff happening in the middle though. Okay. And so we have a lot of landmark moments energetically that's happening throughout the course of the next few weeks. A very important one that I'm being guided to is tomorrow. And so there's been a lot of different things. I've been hearing a lot of other individuals also experiencing what I'm experiencing as the example here, being very fatigued. My eyes actually are doing some other kind of stuff too, where I'm noticing some type of film or filaments leaving my eye, and I am having a wider perceptibility, perceivability to energies and things around me. Um, there's more of a wave around people as they walk through the air and stuff like that. So things are changing for us through our eyes as well. Just so you know, Deb, that most of us, I find, get the most activations and upgrades in this place that you're talking about, being fatigued, your eyes just being called to close. Your eyes need to be in this rest place. No desire to do much of anything because you're actually doing a lot. And it does take a lot of energy to do that, and being away from other energies, it makes it so we can be more concise and precise. How do you say that? Emphasized, precise. Anyway, um, as well as a focus, allowing our focus to be in where it needs to be. When we're focused energetically, spirit, it does feel like unfocused energy, because in this place, there's like this over here, this over here, this one, like this. And there's like a lot of, and some of the things look very, very different than the other. And it does seem like scattered energy, but this is very focused and just letting it come in like it's meant to come in. So thank you very much for your question, Deb, because that covered a lot of really important keynotes of experiences right now. Hello, Leona K. How are you? Love and blessings to Mila and all on chat from Australia. Good to see you, sweetie. And she also echoes what Deb has said. Very fatigued, achy body, and strange dreams. The dream time. Oh my goodness, people. My understanding is that we are purging big time. That's correct. And feeling the huge shift away from the denser energy. Yes. Thank you very much for your comment, Leona K. This is correct. I'm also getting that many of us had been pulling our energy, or you could say, call it roots, energetic roots, these like roots that we dig down into Gaia. Um, they're of light. This is how we connect down into Gaia, right? A lot of us, knowing that we are in the shift, have been pulling our roots up. And more, there's been a guidance moving through me to pronounce the suggestion of digging these roots back in, because we are in all places. However, where we are and where you're digging those roots at this time, you're digging the roots into new earth, because congratulations, you're here. That's how you are having this conversation at this time with us. And so don't worry about it. A lot of people are being concerned, finding themselves feeling as if they missed the train, trying to catch up to everybody else in the awakening. You're here. You're here. Just, it doesn't feel like it when you don't put your roots in it. So just dig. So remember how to dig, right? We pull the light down from God. Let that light move through your body. It'll come out of your fingers, your toes, every exit point, your root chakra, every place, digging down into Gaia. They're light, but they look like roots, just growing and reaching. And there's a lot of beautiful energies down in this place as well, that when connecting in this way, you will be recharged, refocused, reinvigorated in many ways. This is an access point in the light spectrum side of the void, because the void is also a beautiful place. It's also a dark place, like we were talking about with I'm sorry, I think it was Deb. Yes, Deb. Kenny, hello, good to see you. Terry, I see you're cool. I can't click on that I love the emojis things, but that actually has an avatar sending love. But for some reason in this restream, I can't click it. Pardon me. Serge says, I think that I was told how to say it the right way and I've forgotten. Anyways, Serge says, holy blessings to all of you Holy Spirit, blessings to you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the blessings. Thank you. There's a lot of awesome stuff going on. And so sharing out to each other is like really useful in this way. Chef Deb says, so hard to find other people going through life. You know, I understand where you're coming from. At first, I thought that I was the only one that was aware of what was happening. And at first, meaning for, decades. Um, I knew that we were going to have this time of this awakening time where everybody was going to be online. I just didn't realize it was going to happen so rapidly, I suppose. Um, isn't that funny when we wait for something for so long and then it's finally here? Like, wow, it's already here, you know? Um, anyway, I want to tell you, Deb, Chef Deb, that I have been checking in to a lot of the frequencies and stuff that's going on, and there's quite the quantity of individuals that are newly awakened, and newly awakened used to be a measuring of wisdom or no knowledge or something. This isn't correct. If someone woke up last week, they may not have the vocabulary that someone who's been talking about it for a little bit longer has, though. Many of them were finding they're waking up, and they're shifting very quickly, and so um, anyway, why do I bring this up is that this is making it very obvious to people. And so you'll start to see this too, I'm sure, Chef Deb, that there's so many people around us. It's amazing how many people are just surfacing, in every direction. um, I'm finding people leaving the more densely populated places. As kind of a side note to that, I'm not giving that as an instruction or a suggestion. It's just interesting to notice this, that as people leave more densely populated places, they're finding more individuals who are awakened as well. And so um, anyway, thank you for your comment. And I'm sending you love. You will be reaching out to other energies that have been reaching out for a while as well. In the meantime, if you should like, by the way, there's a Telegram group that I have. It's a community of over 400 people from all over the planet and different countries, and we're all connecting in this place. You can share, information that you're going through, asking questions from other people. It's really easy to join. You click on that link that's below for the Telegram group on the description of this video. If you're on YouTube, and if you're on Facebook, I believe it's like above the video. There's a whole bunch of stuff written. I wrote that for the format of YouTube, so that's why it looks like it does. But anyways, you can find this link, and there's a community there. There's also many other communities like this. This is how people are finding each other. In some ways, other ways it's in a much more, organic kind of situation. And so there are places all over that have these kinds of resources. So I encourage that you check out some of those things. I know Facebook has a lot of places like this as well. Trina, it's good to see you. I haven't heard from you for a while. Hi, Mila, love you. Today I'm experiencing body vibrations, dizziness, exhausted, nausea. Okay, thank you for bringing these Ascension symptoms up, Trina. It's so good to see you. I was thinking about calling you after this if I didn't see you. I haven't heard from her for a while. So the body vibrations, this is something that a lot of people are having, and you could perceive it or experience it in a couple of different ways for different reasons as well. And so the vibrations of the body, a lot of times it's the core vibrational space. You'll find it feels like it's jittery almost. This is usually the motion of the energy that's moving, because we're a corridor. I was going to say a conduit corridor. We're a conduit, we're this tube of energy motion. So energy goes and flows. And as it's doing this, when we raise our frequency to a higher place, we find that some of the densities that are in our bodies that weren't something that was disruptive or even unwelcome, as we raise our frequency, we find that they are no longer in alignment with that vibration that we're keeping, the frequency that we're holding at that time. And so we can find that in those experiences, it causes a vibrational sensation in the body. It's like, just where our body's not used to that frequency. Often we assign this as something that's not in alignment with us, when truly, most often, I find the vibrational experience comes when I'm reaching, interacting in some way with a higher frequency energy that's so much higher than my own that my body just doesn't really know what to do with it. Like right now, I'm actually having the same thing. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up that, especially this left hand. I don't know how Restream works, but I think sometimes it reverses me. But anyway, I am having also this like slight shaking in the hand, and I'm noticing this jittery feeling, and so this is one experience. This jittery feeling that I'm having has to do with the frequency, this wave that just like literally 20 minutes before it, so 35, 40 minutes ago was when it was really, I would just like, usually when I announce it to myself, it's gone on for a while. This is me like, okay, this is what it is, or admitting it to myself or something. So it could have been going on for an hour now. This new wave of energy is beautiful. It's awesome, but it feels like, whoa, another experience with this vibration that Trina's talking about. Some of us are realizing ourselves on an atomic level. I think the more correct way of saying that is realizing ourselves on a more microscopic level, rather. And so, as we realize that we are a multitude, an endless counting of number of these tiny microscopic elements, atoms, this energy, it's in vibration. And it's so we're not actually really even here, like we're not. It's very quantum and really sometimes hard to wrap our minds around. However, a lot of people are starting to be able to be aware of themselves on this vibrational level, and in turn, hypothetically speaking, because I've not witnessed this yet, with somebody that I shake their hand and stuff, uh, is that hypothetically then you can change the frequency of the vibration and become less of a mass. A different way of saying that is you change your vibration to meet the vibration of something else, and then are hypothetically able to move through mass, move through a wall, move through the chair that you're sitting on. Because again, you're not actually sitting on any chair. We never touch anything. We don't. If you, because you can go down spiritually in a microscopic way, we're telescopes, and when you go down into it, you can see there's a teeny tiny. You don't actually touch anything. It never actually makes contact, and so it's this vibrational. Anyway, and so this is the things that these younger people are talking about. What I mean by younger people, these star children, a lot of them, it's the high report of little kids right now that are just slamming into walls. and and it's concerning the parents, and these are parents that I talk to that are on this awakening journey with us and are very aware of their children's gifts, are still in concern, like what's going on. My daughter also is doing this for ish, just a little bit. And I asked her what she was doing, and she had mentioned that there was a sign in the heavens, and so we should be able to walk through walls now. And I mean, it was just a matter of fact. It wasn't, an invention, a play. She was telling me something important that was real. And now all of a sudden, over the past week or two, maybe even month, actually, a lot of parents are saying this about their children, and they're not slamming into the wall and banging their head on purpose. I'm not talking about that kind. It's like they're, so anyway, this vibration of the body is something about that too. So thank you for letting me obsess on that, because that's really, there's a lot of stuff going on with this, so dizziness. I've been feeling this dizziness as well. It's slight enough that I don't feel like I'm going to fall over, but people are telling me that they're having experiences where they are feeling like unsteady on their feet. They need to sit down. And by all means, if you don't feel that it's safe to drive, then please, if you can, find an alternate means of transportation. That would be, I know that I was going through a period of dizziness activations, a summer or two ago. I cannot recall any longer, though I remember choosing a few times to not drive due to the dizziness I was having, and it worked out in my favor that I did not have to worry about it. There was ways to around it. So just, a lot of times when we get these solar activations in conjunction with other elemental uh, things that I didn't know were happening before, as this stuff all comes together at the same time, we sometimes get very dizzy. And exhaustion, we did discuss earlier as well, definitely really tired, and also not getting any sleep to speak of, weird dreams, all this weird occurrences happening at night in the space of sleep. There's so much going on at night, being abruptly brought out from the depths of a beautiful dream of understanding and cooperation and communion and counsel with all these other energies. Um, and then being abruptly brought back into a conscious state so you'll recall, you know, more accurately what had occurred. Um, not to be disruptive to cause you any disharmony. However, the high frequency of this needing to occur is starting to drive me crazy. So, yeah, that's a lot going on there. Oh, yeah, and then lastly, also before I forget to mention, Trina's discussion of being nauseated. When there's a lot of this going on and appetite stuff that, like Tommy just said here, yes, little appetite and nauseous at times and very tired. So this is something that I've been getting for a couple of days, and when this happens, like. I listen and honor my body. I listen to my body, and our bodies talk to us all the time. They really do, and they communicate what they do and don't want. It's not as clear sometimes as you would if you're having a channeled conversation with a higher consciousness. It's um, though it's very clear that it's asking us when we have no appetite and we're feeling like we're going to vomit or something like that, even like other digestive issues. A lot of people are talking about purging again, and sometimes this purging has to do with our body saying no, we don't want food in our system right now. And a lot of people right now specifically are being called to fast. And this is not a suggestion by me. I'm just pointing out this observation that I too have done this recently. It's been a couple of days. Hey, it's 2 p.m. my time. And so anyhow, just listening to your body in this guidance is what I would suggest. The feeling very tired not only doesn't only have to do with us being abruptly brought out of our sleep state, but also it's due to the fact that our bodies are requiring that we're in this place so we can have these activations that are occurring in a very in the moment kind of way. It happens faster. It does, and it's less disruptive to our system. So, pardon me. All right. So, hello, everybody. Joyce is here. Vicky, hello. Good to see you. Hello, Ralph is here. Ralph says, hi, Mila, and all in chat. Yes, feeling the hermit stage. Feels natural, though. Love from Scotland. Good to see you. I don't know how to say your name, but hello. Thank you for joining us. Genevieve, hey, I did know something was important about today, and I didn't catch it. I knew that the date was important today. I asked it out loud, too. That's really funny. Thank you for pointing that out. There's also a palindrome day and the 420 day. And so, or 240, what is whatever. I got this backwards. How did I get that in my head? Oh, I'm thinking about it as I was looking at the English calendar, the way that they keep calendars and everywhere else in the planet except for where I'm at. It's so silly that we do. Timekeeping in general, wow, there's a lot more comments that I've been missing. So let's see. I'm gonna go back sort of where I was if I can find out where I was. Hello, everybody. Okay, so we got Serge. Hello, sending unconditional love to all of you. Holy love, holy, holy, holy love, 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 love. Thank you. It's very beautiful right now. There's a lot of great energy coming through. Hey, 88 people too. I love it when I see these synchronicities because it's just so reassuring, validating. We don't actually need the validation after we've learned to trust ourselves, though, at first, when you're first learning to trust yourself, it does help. It does really help to allow yourself to, listen to other people talk, because in this awakening experience specifically, because then you can hear that someone else is going through it too. Someone else is having these same experiences as you are. It's a very lonely experience at first. this awakening journey. We feel like we're going crazy and that we're becoming a hypochondriac too, because we're having all these weird symptoms. And every time we go to the doctor, they look at us like, you're fine. In fact, typically when I'd gone in for things like this, I would get that look from the doctor, and then they'd say, you're the healthiest you've been, and like, what do you want? Like, are you here for drugs? Which is annoying because I typically wouldn't fill the prescriptions that they write for me. But anyway, yeah, and a lot of us have these types of experiences, and it's not that you're crazy. It's not that, it's just that, at that time, especially in the very beginning, it's hard to find people who were also going through similar experiences as you, because, we're still all healing what we called the witch wound. The witch wound is the throat chakra activation that's happening right now. And they call it the witch wound because all of the things having to do with that time frame, as well as all of the things having to do with which trials, like historical experiences that we've had in previous incarnation cycles. So we have this many layers of teaching not to speak your truth, not to talk about your experience, deep, 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 deep woundings that we're healing. And part of that is being echoed in this now experience, and then being amplified by having judgment passed by our peers, our loved ones, our teachers, our bosses, these types of individuals, all the way down to all of the things we see on TV, and all this conditioning, programming that's readily available, and kind of force fed to the world, and in order to keep us in this place where we don't speak our truth. And so now we are. Now we're starting to speak up, and we're starting to talk about these things, and some of this stuff we're still figuring out how to get the information and to keep our ego out of it far enough so we can have a clear channel. And so when you hear someone and you resonate with them, use your discernment, because I mean, everybody at some point in a conversation, their ego comes in, and that ego part, you can take that or leave it. You can take all of it or leave it, using your discernment to understand, to decipher the parts that are, being channeled or being, guided information for you. And so, allowing yourself to be validated was the point in talking about that, is that as we allow ourselves to be validated by hearing other people tell our story, then we learn to trust ourselves, and we trust ourselves a little bit more every time. And as we start to trust ourselves, then we start to believe ourselves. We start to believe in ourselves, rather. And it's kind of, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or some kind of paradox, rather, is that when you believe it's true, that you're able to do something, then you're more able to do it. And so how do you teach yourself to trust yourself? Hang out around these kinds of channels. Go to these Zoom meetings and these gatherings. Allow yourself to reach out to communities. I don't blame anybody for not wanting to watch. These are called podcasts, like what I'm doing, where I'm just doing it live. I didn't care for podcasts at all. And I don't blame anybody for not enjoying that. This isn't the only method of doing this. We have live groups where it's not recorded on when I do them on Fridays. I didn't do it this Friday, everybody. I do want to convey my, I did have the desire to come. I was in Hot Springs during the 2-2 portal, and holy cow, that was Friday. And holy cow, a lot was going on with the planet. I was there to do grid work, and I was there to do a conference, and it's still going on, the summit. It was just so much happening that by the time that we got home and settled, it was like 9:30 at night. And I really did intend to just have a late one, but it didn't work out. And so, we do typically meet every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, or 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's the new time zone I'm in. I've been here for a little while. I think I would have caught up by now, but I still think Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, so, and that one is free. It also is not aired or recorded. And it's just a group of us coming and having a chat. The more voices, the better. I find that I tend to be, talking most of the time. Um, but you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to have your audio on. You can just join and just kind of allow yourself to be open to hearing, other people going through the same stuff you're going through and how they get through it, you know, and how we're able to be in a, a place where we're more empowered and using what we have been given, um, given given to us again, or returned to us, how we access these things in the most efficient and least disruptive ways. And so a lot of things are getting turned on right now, a lot of gifts, a lot of like psychic kind of stuff, a lot of other types of things. So just, I know I rambled for a little bit there. So Vicky says, yes, Trina, dizzy and off balance today also. This has been a high frequency experience for a lot of people, this dizziness. I'm feeling it, but it's like the energy. What it is I think it's what I'm feeling with this dizzy stuff. It's getting a little hotter. Is this energy. It's just energy as it comes up. This energy in motion is like the friction is just like it's causing this weird and hot flashes. The friction causes this hot flashes too. And it does make me feel like I just need to kind of just do a little bit lower motion, like continue to do whatever it is I'm being called to do, but just giving myself permission to not have to do all of it, all the time. So Joyce says, anyone getting flashes in front of, oh, she didn't say hot flashes. That was interesting. Hot flashes came into that. Anyone getting flashes in front of their eyes. Your eyes went or you went for a routine eye test. All was good, so wasn't worried. I'm seeing better at night. Yeah, okay, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about now then. When going to bathroom in the dark. So I guess it must be an upgrade. Yeah, Joyce. Yes, it is. So this is really cool. We are getting, so this is I'll shorten it up. Long story though, if you probably know the story, I've told it a few times, is that we're getting a fourth cone in our eyes. So we have rods and cones in our eyes so we can see, and cones are responsible for the frequency of light, the light spectrum that we're able to perceive. And we've typically had 3 of these cones in our eyes, and now we're getting upgraded with a 4th. Some people are having some unpleasant experience during this upgrade. Like I talked to somebody live a few months ago, I think, who was talking about it was like cartilage looking or like bone spur type things like coming out of moving through his eye. And I mean, I don't know, like that was the only time I heard something like that. I've had people talk about more frequently like goop or like a film coming off their eyes. Not like sleep, it's like something's coming off of their eyes, and then you're able to have a higher perceptibility of light. The flashes in front of your eyes, I get this all the time. There's different shapes. It's like caller ID for me. The flash, it'll be a different geometric alignment of shapes of the light as it flashes, and that's kind of like, hey, can I talk to you? Hey, it's 2:34 p.m. It's the phone ringing in daytime. At night when our eyes are closed, usually I'll see with my closed eyes. I'll see sets of eyes, various different types of eyes. Sometimes if we don't aren't familiar with different types of species of eyes, that it can be alarming when we get these sets of eyes at night that pop in. They're always awesome in energies. It's the phone ringing again. It's caller ID, and it's just, hey, cool, you're open. Your phone is not on silent or whatever. So hey, you want to talk? And you can, say no. You don't have to engage in these. And so the flash in the front of the eyes that you talked about, there's the daytime kind, and then the nighttime kind I see that I experience are the sets of eyes. A lot of people have that experience. And 111 people here with this live at this time. That's cool. The other thing about this is, so when we have a higher spectrum of light, what let me say that differently. When we have our fourth cone in our eyes, we're finding that we're able to see at night. I thought that we was going to be like we're going to see more things, but I guess we kind of do. It's more detail. You see more detail. Nighttime looks more like the movies, a daytime version where there's like a purpley, like a violet, like a real dark, but very faint, kind of almost indigo-y too, kind of color at night on things that are you typically in shadow, and so we can actually see at night now. um, I interpret it as it looks like I'm glowing. To me, it looks like I'm glowing, and some people have actually told me that I'm glowing when I've seen it and been like, oh, because it's really a bizarre, and typically it's a white, gold, or violet color, or all of them, that I glow. And I see it reflecting off of my palms because I talk like this a lot. I can put my hands out a lot. I'm a talker with hands. I'm a hand talker. And anyway, I'll see the reflection of the glowing off of me on my hands, and it's very distracting. And so that happens too. I only notice that when it's nighttime and we're outside at night rather than noticing it in the daytime typically. I have had it on more than a very frequent occasion where I'll have the white light coming off of the back of my head or the top of my head or around the head. I'm not entirely sure because the back of my head is here, my eyes are here, and I just know that it looks like someone opened up a window and the sun is shining. It's very bright. It's not offensive to the eyes at all. This is a way you can activate a light spectrum around you. If you're not able to access that fourth cone at this moment, you can still see at night. Um, One experiment that we used to do when we were very little kids that was really fun is, in a safe way, allow yourself to experiment maneuvering around a familiar space with your eyes closed, and you'll notice um, that you are very able to see the things that are in front of you. Um, this is another experiment to show you what you manifest, to show that you have what reality that's in front of you is an expectation that you've presented, and perhaps a dresser doesn't look anything like what anyone else perceives but or anything like that. It's really a fascinating thing. I went on another tangent. I hope I didn't get too far behind on all these beautiful comments. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Yay! Patrice made it. Welcome. Good to see you. Hello, Debbie from Canada. Um, let's see. We have, here's Terry. Let's see what Terry has to say. Yes, I'm moving from the California desert back to North Wisconsin. Cool. Forest and water. I visited again late August and it called me back to the land. It's a lot. It's a lot and aligned. Awesome. That's so cool. You're going to be pretty close to where I'm at if you want to come join us or for our party. I mean, if you don't want to, no pressure to anybody, but we're having a party here and it's going to be really fun. It's for the April 8th solar eclipse. We're in the totality line of the X for the Great American Eclipse here. And so we're having a party. We're on 152 acres of foresty mountains, and it's just a lot of really awesome space here. We have typically warm enough temperatures that time of year for camping already, though the trend of this El Nino year, it will likely be very warm and pleasant for camping at this time, so it is a camping thing. And so if you want to bring your vans and your RVs and stuff, there's no hookups here, but it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of bonfires. One night we have a professional band coming in, and other nights we'll have this microphone set up, and it's just going to be awesome. A lot of activations, group healings, and a lot of this kind of stuff is going to be going down as well as a lot of fun, kind of things. There's stuff around here, by the way. I got to show you guys something. I had this cool conversation with my friend. So we just went to the it was like an hour from here on our way to Hot Springs, right, for this activation. And I picked it. This went to this place where the stones are just, it's crazy. I posted it. Man, I want to hold that up. I think that I'm going to post that video on YouTube also just to show you guys. So I'll do that in a little bit. It's only like a 44-second video. Anyway, these crystals are just laying all over the ground. They're like everywhere, and they're pushing themselves up. But what's fascinating was, if you look at the I haven't cleaned this yet at all, but if you look at it, you see that there's obsidian and quartz and copper in this naturally forming crystal that's in this area here. You know what that is? That's organite, right? That's organite. That's when you make, like, here's a puck version of it where they put quartz crystal. You can't really see that. Put quartz crystal and some kind of steel or lead inside of it, and then they put, obsidian in there, and then they use some type of polyurethane to kind of make it be a shape so you can put it somewhere. Typically, they're pyramids, and they're more pretty than this one. This is meant to be able to put in your pocket or in your pillow or something. Anyway, that's what this is. It's a naturally forming version of it, and they're everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. It's crazy. Like, we picked up a whole bunch. This one's cool too. Look at that. It reminds me of like a mini set for like a Lord of the Rings, like maybe like over by, Isengard or something like that. Isn't that cool? It's just like, I'm really dirty, but I'll clean them up. It's really neat. And then there's the copper that comes through, makes them have a different. So there's copper in here as well as other stuff, like I think that fly, dude. I think there's rose quartz in there a little bit, but this is just fun. They're just so pretty and like so shimmery and shiny inside. Like, that one's pretty cool too. But anyway, why am I showing you all my stones? Oh, I want to show you this side of it though. This is the side that really sparkles. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Anyway, I'm going to post my video up so you guys can see it later. It's really neat. This area is naturally forming this energetic aligning stone, and it's just popping up to the surface everywhere you look. These things are their work naturally too. Gaia's doing this. We're doing this. We're calling this stuff to us. How is that so perfectly aligned to do the work that we're needing to be done? These are. This is energy purifiers. You don't have to clean this because you already have the obsidian. Like, it's done automatically. I think that's just so amazing. It's just so cool. So anyway, back to if anybody does want to join us for the party, we're selling tickets now. There's a website or a link down below. You can click that. It's $144 for the 4th through the 8th, or $222 if you want to be here for 10 days, or something big, something less than, somewhere in the middle. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those tickets are only going to be on sale till March 17th, because the ticket money is going to buy supplies to feed you all. And so we need to have a cutoff date so I know how much to buy and stuff. Anyway, thank you for letting me go on my tangent and show off my stones. Look at my rocks. All right. Ninad says hemorrhoids are crazy these days, discomfort in the legs. This is something a lot of people are having as a result of this purge. A lot of different kind of purging in the body, having to do with also the skin, having rashes and weird acne type stuff, having all kinds of weird like sweat, this stuff that's like, it's not sweat exactly, it's sweat, but there's like something more on it, in it. It's gross-ish, your body's purging this way. We're also purging in a lot of other ways. I know that I don't know about you guys, but for me and a lot of other people experience this purging of emotion, and it was like anger that came in. That started like the first, perhaps, maybe it was even the day before that. Pardon me 1 second, please. Excuse me. This emotional experience is a rare one for me, to feel anger. And so when it comes in, I notice it. And it's like, wow, what's that? And also there's a lot of stuff going on with the liver because of this anger that came up. Um, Anger is not the only one, though there's going to be a lot of different types of purgings of emotional bodies um, and old frequencies in this way over the course of the next few days and throughout, the next little while longer than that too. However, we're going to notice it in a more pronounced way in this short window of time that we're in now. So, um, all right. So let's see. Hello. Hello, Prithi. Good to see you, sweetie. Blessings, Mila. Love to all. Love you. Good to see you. Patriot Hero, you made it. Good to see you. Joan says, I feel like I can smell my cells transmuting. Fascinating. That makes a lot of sense too. There's a lot happening and moving through us that as we purge stuff, then we're able to perceive more stuff. You can see the purging in some ways as um, like some type of air balloon, and you have the sandbags that kind of keep you at a certain level in the air, and you start to kind of clip them, and you're like, okay, now I can go up. It's kind of what we're doing, and so as we do that, then we're able to have these gifts more present. They're not being diluted or I don't know, not perceivable, when we have these clouds of other things. Wow, there was something that just went over my face. It's something weird about when I come in this room right now. Every time that I start a show or do something, there's like flies. There are no flies before I start, and then just now I've got like 3 of them. So anyway, so that's really cool. Thank you for sharing this, Joan. Trina did echo also what I was saying about very short, angry, snappy too. Yeah, very just this frustration, irritability coming up, these different types of like weird, uh, like I don't impending doom was an energy that came through very, very briefly for me, but it kind of pecked at me for a little bit, like it's a big feeling through all energies. Like we're sensing a lot of other energies, but some of these things, this anger and this deep, deep, deep sadness that a lot of people have been experiencing the past couple of days was really, really old. Like I can tell you that this feels really very, very deep, like deep, real, like, yeah, an echo of an octave that I don't even know a name for. It's below alto. This is deep, and as this is coming up, this energy's been sitting on stagnation for quite some time. And so as it comes up, it does feel like it just takes over your experience. And so when it does, my guidance that I've gotten for it, you can take it or you can leave it, is to just release it, just to let it move out. And doing that sometimes is I've my family, the people around me know that I'm going to need to take a break. When I do, I'm going to go now. And we just need to stop talking to me, just stop, because it's time for me to go. And I do this for other reasons too. I won't engage in conflict. I have no desire. It's not that I am afraid of it or there's some like, oh, I just, like I'm concerned about a consequence. I don't participate. If someone's coming at me with conflict, then, you know, they can have their energy and with my love, because I still love you. I'm just going to love you over there. And when you want to come over there and you're good and you're good again, then you can come on over. And so I have that already established. So when this anger has come in, then I've been able to say, I need to go, and just go. And when I do, then what I do is it's like yelling. What I mean by that is when you just shout, just like out of frustration or something, I'll do that without my voice. I'll use every other part of me that I do that with. I don't I just don't want to use my voice. I have no desire to. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll growl or something like that, but fly. Um, but and just shout the energy out, just get it out of there, and let it go. I've talked to people who have used other methods, shouting into pillows, beating something up like a pillow or a bed or something like that. I know that for a while in my earlier healing days, I used to frequent the batting cages. I used to go to the driving range. Wow, I got a lot of comments I haven't been addressing. So let's jump forward. Hello, Josie. Good to see you. Hello. And your mom's here too, it sounds like. Oh, yeah. Hello. Good to see you both. Welcome. That's awesome. I saw you went live a little bit ago, Josie, but I didn't have time um, to check it yet. So I'm excited to see what you produce. Anybody who's interested, by the way, let me grab her again so I can pull. The people who are putting out the content that are helping people need shout outs right now. And so anybody who this lady here, her name is Josie. She's got an amazing channel. If you are uh in out shopping for some beautiful energy, that's a place to go. She's producing some like really important code and guidance at this time. um and so I just wanted to bring her forward and say hello. Speaking of smell, says Joshua, speaking of smell, sometimes I can smell random things like fruits or fragrances, as if just thinking about the thing can trigger a smell response. Yeah, this is something that I can do too. I love this. This is really cool. We can go wherever we want to go. It's really and something more about this, Joshua, is that I would like to highlight this for you often when we're getting an aroma that is like all of a sudden appears and it just comes. This is often an aroma that we associate with an individual who has passed. It's not in a creepy way. It's a I love you. I'm here. Do you feel me? Do you know that I'm here? Let me show you that I'm still here supporting you. And so, like for my little brother, I smell bubble gum and that melted plastic smell of the Nintendo 64 console being on too long. That's what I smell, and I know that's my brother coming in. And so we all have different aromas that come up for that too. There is a lot of they call them clairs, because you have clairvoyance, you have clairaudience, you have all these different clairs. But what it comes down to is everybody has all of them. We all have all of them. And, we just don't often always access all of them. So now when we start to raise our frequency enough, then we start to access them, and we find out that we have these gifts, and we're like, whoa, I got these new gifts. And it's just like, well, maybe you just didn't reach that shelf on your toy shelf for a while. And now you're seeing that you have a lot more gifts than you realized. So make a pathway. Louise says, my anger on Friday allowed me to remember how it feels to be really angry. Yeah, dude. I had that too. It was kind of like, oh, this is what it's like. Wow. Like, okay. I feel like I don't recall feeling like that all the time before. Like people, I used to think that I was an angry person a lot, but I think that I don't know, it wasn't that. Wow, it was really a crazy experience and a gift, right? As we have this, um, as we leave this experience, as we evolve and ascend, we are leaving behind a lot of the things that many of us have prayed and done all kinds of stuff, including addiction type behaviors, to get away from the sensation of anger, frustration, fear, loneliness, grief, sorrow, any kind of suffering. We've been trying to avoid this, or to you know lighten it, in some way. And that's actually what has been the gift of this experience. As a lot of you know, I've had multiple life near death experiences, and I've found each time the energies coming forward that want to know what it was like. They want to know what's the parts that I would say we call the parts that suck. They want to know about that stuff. They already know about the love. I want to share the celebration, the family, the joy, the good times, the parts that were like, wow, look at this thing. And they don't care because they know that stuff. They got that dialed in. These energies, when we die, what they want to know about is they want to know about the suffering. They want to know what it's like to believe in the separation, the veil of separation, or more truly, the illusion of separation from your fellows and from God. We're not separate. And we can only play that out here. All of these things that I just addressed are things that we typically assign as unpleasant experiences. And fascinating, as we're now leaving these, we're getting a last sense of a lot of these energies that we've not had a connection with for a while. As examples here with anger, how many of us felt that anger and we hadn't felt anger in a long time? And uh, sadness. I find myself savoring sadness. I do, because I don't have it typically. And then when it comes in, when it's actually there, then I'm like, oh, wait, this really does suck. And then it's like, and then I release it again. Um, why are we doing that? It's because we're saying goodbye. We're being given the opportunity to say goodbye to this frequency, to this experience of these uncomfortable things. We're leaving behind the sorrow. And, you know, what occurs as a result is that the joy and the euphoric experiences become your normal. And it's awesome at first, though the novelty wears off very abruptly. And soon you don't find it to be a remarkable experience at all, to be in this elation, this constant state of joy. It doesn't, it's a normal Friday, right? And so that's why it's coveted, I guess you could say. These experiences of anger, of suffering, of chronic depression, you know, that's why so many of us have chosen to have such a variety of these things, these unpleasantries, is that these were the things that we wanted the most. We wanted the whole shebang, you know. We're those people, we are those individuals who, going up to that buffet table, remember, a buffet table is a table with a whole bunch of different kinds of potluck, a bunch of different kinds of foods, and typically people will go through and select a few different types of things from the table and eat those, and not everything there. Take what they want, leave the rest. Most of us were like, all right, I need a tray, because we wanted some of all the suffering. We wanted some of all of the trauma. We wanted to taste everything, because this is the big moment. And because we are able to, every one of us, what we're doing on this individual healing basis is we're healing for all people who have had a similar experience of trauma as you have, that you're healing through at this time, is being released by your healing, by your work, by your devotion to the healing of this trauma. Not to witness it so you can be refelt, or to be re-experienced rather, but though so the feeling can go and it can be released. We don't have to be devoted to our suffering any longer. We don't have to protect it, allow it to go. Vanya, it's good to see you. Hello. Jackie says, can you please click on the like button? Oh, thank you. Thank you, so other people can find this. Thank you kindly. Thank you very much, Jackie. It does help. It does help when we are trying to help other people out, the likes and things like that. It's really annoying that it's true. It really does help to make it so others. I'm live. I'm almost done. Okay, I love you. That was my daughter. She needs something, I think. So anyway, it does help, if you can, to like or to share every once in a while. That way more and more people can get the message out there and know that they're not alone. Joshua says, conflict is not at all interesting to me either, whether it is in real life or on television. Yeah, the energy feels suppressive to me. It does for me as well. It feels, yes, it's not meant to assist in any way. It feels definitely like it's a pulling down of your energy, of your frequency into a lower space. Yeah, and it's not like I'm avoiding anything. It's just, nope, I'm good. And sometimes I have to remove my consent a few times, because most people don't understand. Like, well, why won't you fight with me? Why won't you do this? Like, I thought you loved me, and using those, like, it's like weird rationale. Like, It's got nothing to do with the person. It's completely about, it's not personal, it's vibrational. So Maria says, hello, everyone. Thank you, Mila, for explaining about the anger and other issues. I've been feeling leg pains and some anger. So the leg pain, too. Thank you, Maria, for saying this. The leg pain, I did have an experience with that. I noticed it. My left arm was being activated along with my right leg. And what was more specific about my right leg was that it was mid thigh to mid calf. And then the knee in between. It wasn't like it was a painful experience. It was like it felt like tickly energy, and some little, like, every once in a while, zap, zap, kind of thing happening there, as well as in my arm while I was going to sleep. So I can also echo that. Other people have been talking about leg pain, specifically hip. Most people are reporting very clearly the right leg. Um, and though there have been a couple of people saying that it was their left leg. What side of the body it's on is mostly, I find, important to understand, or not really important but useful, is that you can then see it's the divine feminine or the divine masculine. So the right side, from how I've understood it, the right side and the way I experience energy is the divine masculine side, and the left side is the divine feminine. Though every way is correct, and so perhaps, there are other directional frequencies within various different people and embodiment at this time. And so, I don't say that one way is correct or incorrect. However, what's most correct for you. So what does it feel like for you? Then when you understand what the frequency is, what divine masculine, divine feminine, what energy is coming in that way, then you can see that a deeper meaning to it. If you understand or are a student in any way of Dolores Cannon, she does the QHHT stuff, understanding like how past life experiences can affect us in a physical way in this incarnation. So too is her emphasized expression about it being an emotional thing. And so, if we can find the emotional base for all of these things, the things that need to be released in this emotional way, then we can often resolve it in a physical way, as above, so below, as within, so without, right? And so, if we can address it on this deeper way, we can resolve it. And so, that's a very useful thing to know. So, thank you for bringing up the leg stuff. Um, Josie says, yeah, it's just the same moment that we're all in right now. I had to stop and have a powwow. Yeah. Yeah. Allowing yourself to the honor of self, you know, to whatever it is that you need at this time, what your body needs. I know that for a lot of years I assigned guilt to myself, shame and things like that. Down, pulling myself down, low self-worth talk, saying things like lazy and things like that if I took a simple nap. It's a nap. The world didn't end. There's nothing wrong with it. However, this was the conditioning of my upbringing as well as many others. And so allowing yourself to honor your own self the way you would anyone else. I never passed judgment on anyone else for taking a nap. Why did I have to be judged for it? I don't have to be. Allowing myself the permission that I need to also fill up my cup, because you cannot feed from an empty cup. It's all about service and helping everyone else. Well, if you can't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. And let me say that a newer way, though, because this is the words that I used to use that I just said, is that um, as we heal ourselves and we take care and nurture ourselves, we are in the same moment healing and nurturing others, and we're uplifting others and allowing them to also have the same experience, and so um, just honoring yourself, man. Colleen, hello. I have the feeling I need to move to St. George, Utah, but to Price, Utah, about 285 miles away, to a smaller town, more with a country atmosphere. I have to wait until Nicera. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are being called in this way, Colleen. A lot of people are being called to smaller communities, less densely populated places, and it's not. I don't feel like it's a panic move. I don't feel like it's, you know, hurry up. Oh no. I do notice a migration. If you look through time, you can see that there is a migration that occurs. It doesn't feel like that it's a tragic move kind of experience, but it does. I do notice that many people also leave the coastal regions, you know, a little bit. And, it doesn't feel like an evacuation, is what I'm trying to explain. You know, things are happening. Things are happening, and we are being guided by our own energetic spheres that we're in. I see it like our heart centers are kind of like magnets, and we're being like drawn to a place. So something very fascinating and awesome to kind of like experience into. And so, um, St. George, I'm very familiar with St. George, Colleen, and this area. I can tell you that when I was there, every time that I had gone there, it was to do try to assist that land in some type of healing. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on in the entire southern Utah area, truly. And in this place, just notice your own guidance. Follow your own guidance, because um, often we are drawn to a place because we are most capable of assisting the energy in that place. And a lot of us are choosing to go to a place that is charging of us, that will charge us, and then there will be more of a reiki, a sharing back and forth energy, and then moving on to other places like that need a little bit more healing here and there. So everybody's experience is different. Allowing you to just feel into it. You really do know, and trusting yourself, because wherever you're meant to go, it kind of works out where it almost feels like the easiest move, the easiest next step ends up being this step that is most in alignment with us. If we allow our logic to not be such a big key player in our decisions, and more of our heart center, then we find that we almost fall into the most amazing places and experiences that are in perfect alignment with our now moment. The past couple of years, I really wouldn't have planned for myself. I really wouldn't have, though I trusting the universe and allowing the universe to catch me, I've found I couldn't have choreographed it more perfectly. All of it, So it is again about trusting God and trusting spirit, and then trusting ourselves. Kylie, this crazy feeling of timelessness is starting to feel more normal. Yeah. But it's really hard to explain how time doesn't feel real anymore. Yes. 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 And then trying to keep some type of schedule and like that is, and we interact with people all over the planet. So we do want to have gatherings, and to create a gathering space, there needs to be a schedule and a time set. And this is when we go there. So everybody at different timelines or time zones can connect at the same moment. And it feels like I kind of want to have more of like a hippie time, where like we'll meet in this window of time, man. You know what I mean? Like that I am a hippie, so I'm mocking myself, but I didn't mean to mock. Um, anyway, I totally agree. Time has changed so much, and it's become so little at the same time. It doesn't actually matter really time, and it's very fun to watch people being able to perceive it in a more wide scope way, because there is so much going on. So anyway, I should get going, but if we want to grab some, okay, we have Josie. Pamela is literally echoing what I talked about. Oh, really? Oh, well, I really haven't seen your show yet. I'm gonna go check it out. That's really cool. Thank you very much. I love validation like that. I find that it happens like that. It's almost a joke. Like you don't even really have to watch content that often anymore. You can just look at like the headline or whatever, the title, and it's like, yep, yep, yep. Everybody's saying the same thing, and obviously they produced it simultaneously, or they hadn't noticed each other yet. It wasn't like they were copying each other. It's just this is where we are, man, dude. Like we're here, and if you need to go into a quiet solitude place for a time, allow yourself to do it. The best that you can come up with. I know that not everybody has it, where they can do that, set up in their life where they can do that. And, you know, I know that there were times that I would take extra bathroom trips because, the stall door has a lock and I can just be in my energy for a minute, those types of things. And then after a while, finding more and more understanding around us, and we get to have more and more space like this. But so allowing yourself this space as much as possible. There's a lot going on with the feet, and this came through. And yesterday, I was out on the porch doing the Ascension Symptom video, and it talked about when they came through and were talking about potassium and magnesium. That we knew that there's a lot of good stuff going on with the feet and the heart, and this is found by putting your feet on the soil. Often, people will also take some type of something else like the magnesium that you put in, like the concentrate that people put in bath water or foot soaks and stuff like that. You know, anyway, I'm just bringing this up because if anyone's finding that they have something out of needing some kind of alignment, that's what came through. So we've been going for 1 hour. Oh, wow. Just as I said that, 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. So, and there's 101 people here. So it's time to get going. My daughter had come in a little earlier, so I got to go check on her and see what it is she wants. So I love you all so much. Thank you all for joining me on this experience. And please know that you're not alone. There's a lot of us out here, a lot of us out here. And there are little like pockets, but they're not cliques. We're all the same. We're all the same. There is no, this is this group and this is this group and this is this group. Is that we're all here for the same purpose. There is no conflict. There is no comparison. There's just us. And us is beautiful because us is one. We are the one. We are one love and one light. And as we allow ourselves to breathe and to thrive as this one union, then we're able to see that the separation has been falsely presented this entire time. And there's no longer a need to try to measure up, to be good as, or any of these things, because you already freaking are. You're kick ass. You're amazing. And the fact that you made it this far, and then you've found us, and that we're together again. Like you did that just on your own, and like imagine what more you can do once you trust yourself and just allow yourself to follow your own inner guidance. Because your voice, your internal voice that's speaking so loudly to you, that's God. You hear it. You know it. This is us. And you're just amazing. Please don't give up. I know that there's moments of sadness and anger and difficulty right now. This is a temporary experience. So I love you all so much. Thank you for all that you do. And thank you for your service.